welcome back to Downtime Activities. This is now episode 5, I believe, of the Devils of the West. And it is a new day, it is a new morning. Bad night's sleep after some strange company the night before. And the sun rises nevertheless, and everyone seems alive and well.
We've got a man-bear pig to find.
You have a man-bear pig to find. With that, who would be... We have mostly early risers in the group, right?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and have... I'd say you guys would probably stir everybody up. Let's go ahead and have notice rolls from everyone, please.
Ooh,
0.
Explode.
I love the victorious ha
When he
0.
fails. 1, 0, 4,
5,
3.
Okay. The 3 and the 1 and the 0 don't notice anything. The other two of you, you guys hear footsteps approaching. This is not horse hooves. This is like footsteps.
Now this one's the horse riding the feller.
That's right. Well, this is, and it's not like tiptoeing. It's not like stealthy. It's not like walking, crunching of leaves. It's like somebody hauling ass. Somebody like sprinting. And you can hear these footsteps. And it seems to be like approaching nearby to where you're camped. And what you guys see, more or less, to describe for you, I mean, you guys are up against this kind of rocky embankment behind you. It feels like it's running straight towards the back end of this rock. And you hear a, like, footsteps kind of get up to the rock, and then like a... And you kind of see a shadow kind of trace over the front of this camp, and a large shadow kind of lands in front of you, and then as it stands up, you see what looks like the silhouette of an old native man. Like long, gray hair, wearing nothing, but like very, very few things, just covering himself up slightly. And he seems kind of old, not like heavy. He seems like he's someone who's probably been physically active his whole life. He's far from like ripped or anything like that. The kind of this lumbering shaped lands, stands up to be this old man, and then just continues to haul. And when he starts running and running, it's like, this is like Olympic sprinter running, and he just keeps moving.
Humans can run very fast.
Like terrified running or purposeful running?
Like he's a man on a mission. And he doesn't seem to have noticed you guys when he jumps over there.
Well,
Could
just head the other way. Let's go to the camp.
See where he came from.
I was thinking of shooting my entangled power and trying to trap him.
If you want to,
Do it.
I'd say he's within range for a brief moment if you'd like to.
That is all on you. I'm going to put the consequences of this action squarely on your shoulders.
Kind of weird how he landed. He looked a little bigger and hairier, but then he like stood up straight. Probably just a trick of the lighting, though, huh, Professor?
Yeah, it's just a trick of the light. It goes back to that disease. It goes back to, well, they're natives, so they ain't gonna have access to, hair care, so they can't get haircut. They probably don't cut their hair too often.
Probably got a hairy back. That's all.
what?
Old dudes have hairy backs. This is a fact. You ever been to a public pool? You know this.
Yeah. I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna take the shot.
All right.
I'm gonna shoot my entangled gadget and we'll see if we could trap him and see what's going on.
Let's do it.
This couldn't go wrong at all.
I don't see how it could.
Oh, nope, 6 explodes.
Man turns into a for-real bear. Rips apart the entangle.
That is an 8.
8 will get him. So this guy's kind of like, this old man starts sprint running, and then this net gun kind of hits the ground, launches up and wraps up around him, and he kind of twists and look, and he's very much like wrapped up and caught, and he kind of just like turns over his shoulder and notices you guys at this point. What exactly does the entangle thing do again?
Since I did not get a bonus, he can try to... It partially restrains him. So
Okay.
anytime he tries to break free, it's a -2 penalty to pace and skills that are linked to agility and strength.
Okay,
So
there's -2 of those skills. And can he break free from it?
Yes, but he has to, from the looks of it, he has to roll to get out of it.
Okay, so probably like an athletics or something to try and break free.
It's the target's agility.
Okay.
which he gets a -2 to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he gets a -2 to him.
All right. Let's go ahead and start this.
All right.
Because you started this, let's start this. All right. So that's a... What's the roll we're looking for? Oh, not a roll. Where's the deck of cards? Here it is. So you still RPGs. Like, what's the initiative skill in this? There isn't.
There isn't. Well, there is, but.
Cool.
The initiative skill is counting cards.
That's true.
Tenor.
Well, you can get an
Tenor.
edge that gives you a bonus to.
Sure.
Although I believe it's a legendary.
Well, no, there's
There is also
Legendary.
a one that essentially gives you a floor that, like,
if you
if you
don't
go
draw at least
below
that
it,
good,
you keep
you're
drawing
doing
above it. Hey,
Yeah.
Jerry, your card is an ace.
Nice.
Jerry,
Nice.
you catch him with the net, and you're first. As this old man looks back over his shoulder at you, still in the net.
I'm gonna shoot one more time with the entangled shot to see if I can get the bonus roll. Because if I can land that,
Asshole.
he's fully restrained
Back to
and
the
he
horse.
can't do
Just
anything.
take him to the base.
Well, I'm sure there's a way he can break out of it still. But I'm guessing their strain probably gives like a -4 or something instead.
According to this, a raise restrains the target fully. He cannot move or use skills linked to agility or strength.
Right, but you can like use an action.
But he can try and use his turn to
Yeah,
try and
he
break
tried
it
to
up.
use an action, so it probably would make it harder. So yeah, I'm gonna shoot one more time with the entangled gun, see if I can get him more wrapped up.
Okay.
Just a 5 on this one.
Okay.
It really-
So it's the same thing. He's still partially restrained.
So
And with his queen, he will be second.
Furiously looking up stat blocks.
It's how it goes. It's a classic.
If only it were so simple.
I used to need so many tabs open when I was running you guys through the that like Treasure Planet column one.
This is not at all what you said.
Because I was,
Well, it's also
well,
like,
especially in the fights like with the Immortal Guardians and the like dragons, where it's like, okay, I need the Drake stats from this book, and I need these stats from this book, and I need all of your, and like all of you guys have your stats, and then sometimes I need to go and reference the rules. And
So this old man, kind of sitting here, like wound up in this stuff, is going to kind of look over his shoulder at you, and he kind of like flexes his arms, and the thing snaps off of it. It is like his action to do that, so he's not going to be able to come up and try and punch you guys. But he then does turn and run up to get close next to you guys at the camp here, and moves very, very quickly to do so. And at that, it'll be whoever's after the queen.
tenor, I believe.
I'm gonna shoot him.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Here we go.
maybe we should have left Grimes on the other side of the river.
Yeah, probably should.
What am I supposed
you're
to
probably
do?
regretting bringing me, because if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be in this encounter.
Only a
That is
foolish
also
boy just shoots things and peoples.
Well, do you guys want to question him or not?
No!
Just coming out of
Hey,
nowhere.
it's not, it's not your turn. You can't say that.
Okay, so
You already spent your action.
Okay. Okay.
I said my action.
What do I?
What's your shooting? So you're shooting, you have 3, so it's a d6 and a d8.
It's a D8 and a D. Oh yeah, sorry, D6 and D8.
Yeah. So that's the hit, so you roll
It's not
that.
D6 and D8, it's a D8 and a D6.
So 4 hits at this
4
one?
hits.
Okay. So then you roll damage, and so your damage with this gun is not.
Probably, I think it's 2d6.
No, that's the type of gun it is. We didn't. You
I think it's 2d6.
Okay, there you go. 2d6. There, hold that. 3, which I don't think deals
It's
that.
3 damage.
Yeah.
Doesn't look and shaken.
Yeah, you don't add like any positive to it, right? It's just the roll.
It's the dice.
Yep. Okay. You fire, you miss.
Fired, I missed.
You fire. Here's what actually you fire and it hits him, and it looks like the bullet hits him and doesn't break the skin. Who's next?
Well, that's one tough son of a bitch.
It's 9. What do you have, Medigi?
5.
Okay.
I get to go after everybody to try to, like, you know, calm this down. Hey, I know my buddies all took shots at you, but can we just, like, chill out for a second?
The strife of playing the one character with the charisma skill in the party.
I yell, "No, boy!" And then I go and like step in front of, not like close to the,
Not close enough to get clawed in the back.
He's like
but like between.
5 to 10 feet away from you guys. So if you're stepping up to him, you're probably going to be in punching range on his turn.
I might,
If you're not wanting to be, you can't really step in the way. But that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to punch you.
Yeah, I like staying like mid-range between Grimes and
And you're trying to be like, whoa, 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 whoa.
yeah.
Go ahead and, what's the nice charisma?
Persuasion.
Go ahead and try and roll
What's the
persuasion.
nice charisma? No, I don't know. Performance?
Tchotchke dance.
If you don't have it, it's
My spirit.
You got spirit.
If you don't have it, it's a D4 and a D6.
Nice.
Whichever one's higher, but -2.
Okay.
Do I have charisma?
You got spirit. Yes,
I
you
would
do.
be surprised if you had intimidation.
You also have persuasion.
I don't know if I have anything. I have a 3 spirit. For some reason, I never put anything into.
Yeah, but spirit's also useful for
Yeah.
other stuff as well. So
It's very
I
common
also
combat, actually.
has a 3.
3 minus 2.
It's a 1.
That's a 1.
It's a 1.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. This man still looks pissed. You don't know what he's going to do. It's not his turn.
We gonna punch you.
Guillermo.
It's up to
No,
me.
he's gonna come and just smack me in the face. Just
Yeah.
I'll tell Grimes that for the most part these things are tougher than just shooting them. But I'll tell I don't know if this guy.
I'm gonna be like, what do you know about old men?
Careful, old men. They're resistant to bullets.
That's how they live so long.
Whippersnapper, I'll show
Who
you.
did that? I can't see. I'm
I'd
short-sighted.
like to think that Grimes would just see bullets kind of just fall off an old man and then look at both myself and Skylar and just go, can you guys do that?
And kind of addressing the old man, like
Wait, which old man are we talking about now?
this is the newcomer.
Okay.
You're right.
The
I
one
should
who
have
just
clarified.
ate a bullet.
Which one of us actually spoke, like, Indian? Aha, okay.
Oh,
No, that
Jeffries.
Jeffers.
Yeah.
understood some.
Yeah,
I
Jeffers
understood
understood someone there.
So I'm just sort of hoping that either he speaks in English or that the tone will cut across of saying like we're not your enemies here. We're trying to figure out what's going wrong.
Debatable.
Like if you tell us what's going on, we can help.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion. And just, for anyone at home who's watching, the way I'm running a lot of these rolls is if there is, not that this is relevant for right now, if there is any pluses or negatives that would be applied to this roll, I'm keeping those secret overall. So he might have a negative here, so he might roll a 5, which could be successful, but if he has a -2 to it, that'd be a 3, which is unsuccessful. So if you see someone roll a 4 and I say that it doesn't succeed, there's probably something back here causing that that I'm not wanting you to know the full
He's gonna roll a
concept.
snake eyes, though, so it's fine.
It'll be great if he does.
I'm spending a penny because we got a bunch of those. Remember?
Are we
folks?
saying that we can spin bennies? I thought we were saying maybe no
Are we?
bennies.
No bennies on snake eyes?
No bennies on snake eyes? I think that's a kind of fun.
Okay, if I roll a snake eyes, then I won't spend a penny. Other than that, I might spend a penny. That 4 explodes.
That had a lot of roll, lead up to it. Oh, it's excited.
That's
It's a cat.
Yeah,
Well,
you
you
roll
want
it's
me to
fine.
roll?
Yeah.
it's harder. It's harder for D4s to.
It's pretty impressive that you had the D4.
Sure. One day I'll get it to balance some.
That's like the D&D equivalent of flipping the water.
Now that is just barely a 4 with the -2. Do I want to spend? Because with a Benny you can take whichever one's
but
higher.
didn't that 4 explode?
It
Yes.
did, but I don't have any ranks in persuasion, so I'm rolling.
He rolled a 4,
-2.
re-rolled, got a 2, did his -2, and it ended up being a 4.
Okay, I'm gonna spend a Benny because I've got that 4 anyway.
Okay.
And then if I end up dying later because I don't have enough bennies to spend on trying to soak damage, I'll regret this one. It's a 4.
It's 4. Okay. Who's next?
Me.
Oh, wait.
Noted.
I will also try to do charisma. But
No, you're right. Wait. No, you're
I'm gonna spend a Benny.
Okay. 1 down.
We got 3 of them. You might as well use them.
Might as well use.
It's 4 explodes.
God, I should have used them on the last roll. On my
If anyone needs
on
Four?
my
needs
first
to
roll.
Explodes.
Yeah. 4.
4 explodes.
Roll it, don't drop.
So that's 14 total.
That's good.
I basically slap Grimes for a second.
It's just like slick, like quick draw, and he like shoots you in the head, and it just like pings off.
Everyone's like,
everyone's
whoa! And I go
just
over and slap your gun down.
This also, for the sake of this, we're going to step out of combat for a second at the very least, while
until we say
level
something
head.
stupid.
Yeah, exactly, and then you redraw.
I love how of all the people you smack their weapon out of their hands, you smack Grimes.
He's the one who shot.
But you
You shot too.
I
You shot.
triggered it.
So this old
tangled
man
him.
kind of stands up straight, glaring at each of you, and as you see, like he's kind of like broadening. He's kind of broadening, so he's kind of in like a bodybuilder pose almost. And this like old man with a like old man who's lived a life where he's done physical work body is like all of a sudden you're seeing like lines and ripples of like pretty remarkably big muscles that seem to kind of, as he's like angrily staring down, seem to be coming out of almost nowhere, and his eyes look almost canine as he glares across at each of you. And he's going to speak in pretty clear English that seems to be pretty well spoken. He's going to turn and look at you and say, what did you say to him exactly?
I didn't say anything. I just was
You
yelling
smacked
at Grimes and like.
He's going to say, the new sheriff.
I'll just tap my
Tin Star.
tin star. Yeah.
You seem to want to speak, so speak.
What in the goddamn hell is going on around here? Hang on. Well, let me be more specific. I apologize. My only clue here, pal, is something called a hote.
Where is he?
Yeah. So okay. Well, hang
He
on.
like as that name, you notice like if he was like on edge before, he like bears down on you at hearing that name.
And I'm like putting up hands like I just got here, man. Put up hands. Put up hands.
Oh, you wanna go, man?
I do have a 2 in fight. Yes.
At this point, I kind of get between them, and I just kind of start examining.
No, we're not. Look, we're in the middle of something.
Wait. I want to hear what Professor Bogus says here.
Yeah, you are just immaculate. What have you been doing? The human body, especially at your age, should not be
just very curious.
building muscles like this. What have been your proteins? What have you done?
And he's going to kind of turn and look, and he's going to say, I've been cutting out the tongues of white devils like you. And he turns and looks back at you.
Here's my reply. Well, that's just fantastic. I didn't hear a word you said, but I think it was poetic.
I just got into town. I'm the new sheriff. All I know is that word. So now I know it's a he and it's a person.
It's my grandson.
Your grandson. Awesome. I just need someone to explain, because I talk to the people in town, no one knows anything. All they know is they don't have any food.
Roll me a persuasion.
Okay. Hey, let's do like 6 more exploding D4s, please. I'm gonna spend another Benny.
Got 1 left.
4 explodes. Oh. 4 explodes. I didn't drop it, you saw
If you do flip it over like that in the future and it lands on a 1, you gotta leave.
It's true.
So I'll let you keep
Keep it
it.
where it lies.
Keep it where it lies.
Another 14.
Sheriff's a charismatic fella.
Which with your significant negatives on this still is good enough for him to not like outright attack you or anything, which is good. He's going to kind of look at you and he's going to say, "I apologize if it seems a bit rude, but I have a hard time trusting anyone like you, like any of you, coming from that town.
Fair enough.
Especially the kind of people," and he kind of looks at you and then glances over at the professor, "the kind of people who would see a starving animal on the side of the road and think that they should kick it or claim it's diseased."
Fair enough.
You don't want an animal sniffing around your food. Anywho.
What about the
I'm
old
not-
sheriff?
I'm not from. Well,
I'm not here to be
yes,
aggressive. Hang on.
and
I
I'm
got-
not from. I'm not from Raskatoon, and we're just. If you tell us what happened, we might be able to help.
All we're trying to do is mediate the issue here. Or even understand the issue. Because right
Nobody
now...
will tell us a goddamn thing.
Watch your language, sir. Sir, lady. Watch your language.
Watch your language, young lady. Say, "Here's the situation. Someone from your town took my grandson."
I'm pulling out my notebook.
Say,
The mayor.
"I believe whoever it was still has him. And until..."
What you need to do in the future is you pull all of them out of this one, right? And then you set another one
That's also empty.
It's also empty. Because I was like, if I pull this one up and it doesn't
There
have
was-
it, I'm gonna freaking lose
Now,
it.
I believe it was last time we recorded.
Right.
I was making sure everybody had pencils and that like everyone's character sheets were out and stuff, and that there were dice around, and I was like, oh, which of these red pencils doesn't have lead in it? Because I know it's a red pencil. And Erickson was like, no, they both have lead in them. I took the lead out of this blue pencil to refill the red pencil, and then I put the blue pencil in front of Matty G the last time.
This is
and I was
long.
like, that's evil. Here, hold on to the blue pencil, so that way if he sits down, he's like, this is a red pencil, I don't trust it, and he swaps with the DM, then he'll get the pencil that doesn't have lead in it. So,
Which you didn't do last session. Lucky for you. Lucky for you. You didn't fall for it.
Alright.
but we got him again.
Sorry.
Got you again.
Yeah. Okay. So your grandson is missing. When did he go missing?
I was going to say a number of months ago.
Let's go, okay. So I'm gonna say 3 months.
What happened?
And why do you suspect a person in town?
My son was in between our lands and your town. He disappeared. No one from my tribe took him.
Wait, but
And I've heard his call.
Ahote is your grandson.
Correct.
So he was traveling with your son.
He was traveling by himself.
Okay.
Can I ask a question here?
I'm asking the questions here. No, but go ahead.
This is kind of a serious question because now I'm thinking back on this. Is it? Can I chime in?
Yes, but I
With
was
this question?
just
Okay.
being ornery.
So, by chance, your son or your grandson, is he a little younger fellow? Probably a child by the ages of 6 to 7?
You think it's that little shit talker from town? He's going to say,
I'm
my grandson
thinking-
is on the edge of becoming a man.
Okay, never mind. Because I was thinking back to the kid by the river that we saw.
No, it's
he
like
wanted-
playing with the stones, yeah.
Yeah, no. Okay, so he went missing. You've heard him.
I've heard his call.
Okay. What does that sound like? Okay. Fair enough.
He's gonna say, I know he's in the town. Wherever he is, he's locked away somewhere tight enough. I doubt you would hear it.
Do you have like a side of town? Like if you could say like north or south or east or west?
It's south. It's either the mayor's house or the ranch.
That's what I'm thinking.
He says nothing.
Nothing.
He
Okay.
just-
Okay. Okay.
Those are the only two buildings large enough for him to be locked up somewhere tight enough that people wouldn't have constantly heard howling.
Okay.
That would also explain.
Besides the church, maybe.
It's
That's true, but the church is... Are there multiple rooms to the church?
There's
always a basement. Right?
every
Well,
church
that's
has a
probably
basement.
true.
There's like a small room kind of behind the actual stage where he stands and stuff, but apart from that, there's not like
There's
obvious
no,
rooms.
Right. So there. Okay, so you're right.
No,
3. I forgot about the church.
We're getting there.
As far as big buildings, you want to know big buildings. Those are the 3 biggest buildings.
So he's locked away. Have you been able to communicate with him at all? You said you could hear him. Have you been able to have him hear you?
I hear nothing but the frightened howl of a child.
Sure. Very upsetting.
And he just like glares, like what you're saying is like kind, but you put it in a way that's just a little bit dismissive.
It is
like,
the classic Drax Smithson bedside manner. This
Drax
goes back to our
I have
first
zero
This is-
bedside manner. I can't help it. in RP in life, I just can't.
Good to know.
I am terrible at bedside manner.
Make sure not to baby you when you're sick.
It's true.
will not return the favor.
Let's see.
What happened to the previous sheriff?
Ooh, that's a good point. I mean, yeah.
Unless you don't know, which
Unless
is
you don't.
valid. So I mean, we know somebody broke into his office and stole paperwork. So
The sheriff, whom I thought was a friend to our people, I haven't seen since my son went missing.
The sheriff most likely with the son.
Well,
somewhere.
it could have been that
Well,
the sheriff. Yeah, that's why
I might be
confused.
slipping up there.
It's okay. That might be why the sheriff is missing. Is he investigated? He got this. Did the sheriff like talk to you recently about your missing?
I have
grandson?
not seen the sheriff since my grandson went missing.
Okay, because he was investigating, so it could have been that he got close by talking to somebody else. Maybe if you could help me along, if you ask anybody in your tribe if they talked to the previous sheriff, which I guess they wouldn't know that he was the previous sheriff, but the last time the sheriff talked to the tribe, because my theory is that he heard that Ahote was missing, and then he tracked down who had him, and then they got the sheriff, thus leading to our whole issue here, because the sheriff's also been missing for months.
You seem to kind of glance, look at you very sternly and be like, "Do you think I haven't spoke to my people about my missing grandson?"
Well, no, but just about the the sheriff in particular. Because why would you think of the sheriff?
It could have been anyone in that town. I spoke with my people, and some people whom are a part of my tribe, spoke with him about the fact that my grandson was missing.
well, he's been missing about as long as your grandson's.
Right. But coincidentally, just after he went missing, I think we can say that pretty sure. So I think that the sheriff, sheriffs being great investigators, obviously.
Way to toot your own horn there, youngin.
Would Jeffers know the old sheriff to be like the stand-up feller or like a?
He was well liked by everyone in town. He was seen as a stand-up fellow.
He says, "Well, running off with the child, that doesn't sound like our sheriff. Maybe something else happened.
I think
maybe
so.
they both. Maybe the same thing got them both."
That's what I'm thinking. All right. Well, that gives us an excellent lead.
Yes.
All right, let us figure this out.
We intend to.
We're on it, yeah.
We got some people to rough
Yeah,
up.
we got
and
some-
buildings to shake down.
Yep. All right. Well, that gives us our lead.
Know this.
Now the threats. All right. Let's
I have given whoever's done this more than fair opportunity to undo their wrong.
Well, it's been 3 months.
Yes.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's.
That town will know suffering beyond an empty belly if I do not have my grandson back and soon.
We're on.
And I'm hungry enough to not give that fella a warning. We're gonna straight up kill him.
If you don't, I will.
Also true.
Oh, trust me, I want some bacon. Let's kill this guy. Let's go.
That does not sound like how you think it does.
You don't then just like very stern face. Finally, so you gotta like you gonna eat the guy?
That's pretty metal.
I mean,
Here's how devoted we are to finding your grandson. Shoots a man.
If you find out where he is, let me know. I don't want you anywhere near my grandson. Don't talk to me or my grandson ever again.
That's not my
I kind of want to follow up with just one more question.
Oh, sure.
Now, let's say we find your grandson. How can we get where can we find you to bring him back safely to where your people probably will not kill us?
Kid could probably just
return
take us there.
Yeah.
If you get a Hote free, he knows where his home is.
We would not need
Go home, Hote.
Go. Be free, Free Willy.
Can't you see we don't want you anymore? Get out of here, Hote. Go on, get.
Go home.
So I say,
Don't you like your home?
kill the person who has a hotel.
Back to his people.
Arrest. we're in the police right now.
What if they fire first?
Well, then it's self-defense.
What if they brandish a knife?
That's self-defense.
So what you're saying-
Also, if you break into their house in the middle of the night and you think they have a gun, also self-defense.
Hey! This man kidnapped a little child. That's gross.
Police. All you have to say is police, and then you can shoot.
That is truer in the Old West. It doesn't really. Okay. I mean, we'll start heading back to town.
You turn and have this conversation. You look back and you just see the old man's running in the other direction back towards the canyon.
It's like, all right, cool. Let's get out of here.
We heading back to
Which
Spanky?
of the three are we shaking down
Looks like
first?
Well, I think we do the old outside look first. Like take a scope of the perimeter and see if we can see like a cellar or
I would also.
Would I know?
Oh, he might have actually like the idea.
Can I
of
roll
the
like
place.
something as if like something that I would actually know about the town?
Could he be like, oh yeah, the mayor's house has a basement, or oh yeah, the church has.
Roll me a common knowledge.
There we go.
Yeah.
I would also just like to suggest too that some of us split up, so this way we can try to cover.
3.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely.
All
not.
you know is that the mayor's house and the church are the two oldest buildings in town.
When this inevitably turns into a combat, we want
Yeah.
all of us there blasted.
It's
instead
a
of just
very
Yeah.
common truism of just about every tabletop game. Never split the party. Don't do it.
Except we split apart.
Except you do all the time, but don't.
But don't.
Yeah.
For narrative reasons, split the party all the
all
time.
the time, yeah. For drama and man, this combat's way harder than it should be. Or man, I really wish we had XYZ sort of moments.
But at the same time, sometimes the whole party's there, and you're like,
you
aha,
still
a
mess up.
problem perfectly built for this character to solve. This character is specially built to solve this problem. Alright, Kellen, use an illusion spell. I don't have any prepared.
You're an
Illusion
illusionist.
mage. You're an illusion mage.
It's almost like the DM was like, hey, you've made this decision. I want you to have your moment to shine. I will design something for you to be able to interact with alone. And you didn't prepare your fucking spells.
We're still mad about it.
You know, Kellen.
I think my shot's there.
If you're watching right now.
We're still mad about it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think starting with we have literally no reason to suspect the ranch at all, apart from the fact that like
One
the
guy
bartender
said,
said, hey, this guy's kind of an asshole.
I say we shoot.
Yeah. Can I?
So let's start with either the church or the mayor's house.
Yeah.
Right?
Could I roll
I vote
like
the church.
an insight on the mayor, like just from like past interactions, like did he seem like nervous or like?
You rolled one when he was there, and
I guess that's true.
he seemed to be being transparent. Maybe not a super easy to read person.
Yeah, we didn't really get much talking to him last time.
Retroactively, I mean, he seemed like a trustworthy person in the way he presented himself, but it's hard to not, if you're not in the moment trying to watch him and see if he's lying, it's hard to be like, 2 days ago when I talked to this guy, did he seem like the kind of guy who would lie to me? Like, that's kind of...
I don't
I know you don't trust
I don't want it. No, well, yeah, I don't trust anybody. I don't want it to be the church again. I've got a bad feeling it's probably the church now that you were like, there's also the church. It's like, oh yeah, there is also the church.
Well, and this, you consider, the preacher would probably have some sort of ill will towards the native people because of whatever reason.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
they're not
it's also
good
though
Christian
it has to be. Not only does he have to be cold-blooded enough to kidnap and imprison a child or a young man, but also murder the sheriff.
When he says that, like, he was on the edge of being a man in that culture, probably he's like 11.
Oh, okay. I had like.
Well, and also if he's,
Oh, little baby boy.
for lack of a better term, like a were-coyote,
Yeah.
the preacher could be like, this is the devil.
It's true. But
Yeah.
but also has to murder the sheriff. Like that's like an important.
The sheriff may not be dead.
No, that's true.
We don't know.
I mean,
for sure.
It's the
also
same-
possible.
It's the same
let's
brick
say-
that he used to knock out the kid. Also, he's like, it's the sheriff, and he like looks
Well,
over at the brick and he's
Yeah, he's sitting there.
Yeah.
He's sitting there by the pump outside in the backyard of the church, scrubbing a brick,
yeah.
which the sheriff thinks is weird. But the sheriff walks up. He's like, howdy there, Padre. You know anything about this missing kid, Ahote? And it's like, no. What's that over there?
He doesn't think, like, hits the ground, turns around and starts shoving the brick again.
Let's drag him inside, and it goes out. So she grabbed the brick.
Go ahead, Jerry. What were you
Sorry,
gonna say?
I mean, it could just also be got the drop on the sheriff. I mean, anything's possible at this point.
That's what I mean. Is look over there. What?
Yeah.
The whole look over there, it's that the stereotypical trope of the sheriff stumbles upon the discovery only to get knocked out by a ninja appearing creature.
The classic mayor knocked out by the ninja trope.
Every time.
So let's go talk to the asshole with the hat, and the holy asshole.
Holy asshole.
Asshole with the hat?
Mayor.
Is
He wasn't wearing a hat last you saw him, I don't think. He owns hats, I
I don't know. Anytime I think about
always
bears.
wearing a hat.
Yeah, he got
Mayor's
it.
always wearing hats, being an asshole.
We haven't.
I thought mayors just had a sash. Like mayor's always
It
wearing a
says
sash.
mayor.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I'm just thinking of, like, the mayor from the Powerpuff Girls, and he's got his tiny little hat.
Powerpuff Girl.
We haven't seen him out.
City's in danger.
We haven't seen him out and about, so maybe he does have a top hat. I don't know.
Well, let's go check it out.
He's got a top yarmulke.
Let's. Either way,
Very small.
we're heading back to Raskatoon.
That's straight.
Hopefully, the town is still there. If it's not, I guess our job here is done.
How's Spanky doing?
You get back to the river. Spanky's there, in good health. Werewolf didn't spike kill him.
You know,
He could have been a regular wolf, for all we know.
For all you know.
Here's a
Eventually
warning of
man
what
with
I'll
the
do to the
disease. It's all
town. I
fine.
killed your dumb horse.
Just to make an example out of him.
flattened his tire.
Because then we'd have food. And we can't have this.
but I dragged him away so you couldn't eat him.
No.
And then you guys, I assume, are getting on the trail back to Raskatoon. You arrive back as you're walking into town
It's
from
gonna
that
be-
direction.
It's gonna be evening.
It's pretty late evening at this point because you have to go all
I
the
guess-
way back.
I guess like late afternoon because we know the route.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be before sundown, but it's getting dark. And as you walk in though, you kind of like ride part way into town. Then you hear like sheriff, wait, sheriff, and you turn to see the lady from the post office. And she's got like a little missive in her hand.
Oh.
It says, "Fella dropped by to give this to you here for you, sheriff."
Oh, thank you.
You go up, and it seems like it's got kind of the like stamping of the Rangers.
Oh, sure.
And inside of it, I assume you'll open it, is $45,
Hooray!
which is your pay, as well as this
Oh boy.
wanted poster, which
More
you can
handouts.
read. You can read out loud.
All right. We have wanted, dead or alive, Abraham Lawless Henson for the murder of Warren Sykes of Sykes Trading and Provisioning, as well as 3 of his working boys. Abraham is believed to be armed and dangerous. $500 reward will be paid by this department for his apprehension, in addition to any reward offered by municipal authorities or state executives. $300 will be paid from this department for proof of elimination. $50 will be paid for any information deemed by this department to be instrumental in his eventual capture or elimination. Abraham is believed to be hiding out in the hills west of Crooked Canyon. Captain Moses Fox, Texas Marshal, Confluence City, Colorado. All right, we got a for real wanted poster for $500.
You know that normally a sheriff would receive these and be able to post them outside of the sheriff's office, and you guys said I could share. This is something that's not talking.
Isn't Crooked Canyon right outside of town?
Yes,
It is.
That's what we wrote in.
You just rode through Crooked Canyon, right?
So one thing at a time. Abraham will come for you later.
And she's gonna be like, all right, y'all take care now.
Appreciate
and
it.
she's gonna kind of go back into the post office. And
They've got him hidden in a mailbox. We opened it. It's just tiny howling inside.
Ow! The baby owls.
And she goes back in, and you see she kind of steps out holding a decent-sized box and kind of closes the door behind her and like flips it to closed and starts walking away with the box.
Make another glory. Which way through town is she headed? South
She
or
will, from when she gets to the junction, she heads towards the creek, not towards the church.
south? Okay.
Alright. Well, let's scope out. I just want to do like an exterior check of the church and the mayor's house.
Okay.
To see if I can, with the eye of, does it look like there's like a cellar? Like I notice like, there's cellar doors. Or, this could have like a second floor or something like that. I assume it'd have to be a basement.
Which first?
Let's start with the church, I guess.
Yeah, let's start with church.
Yeah.
I want to stay at the kind of the crossroad there
Okay.
until I've seen where the lady with the package is going.
Chekhov's package.
Yeah.
So then the rest of you are going to go and kind of outline, go around outside the church
Yep.
and get a look. So,
Yeah.
people going to the church, everyone roll me a note.
Notice.
Or isn't there like an investigation?
No. Just notice.
Yeah, because
Well, there's
it's
research.
redone as research, which
That's
is like
more like
going to a library and
research.
researching information.
Which makes me feel real silly for not putting more into notice as the sheriff. The chief
I ain't
investigator.
noticed nothing.
Okay.
Six.
9. Erickson.
9. Okay.
Yeah.
5.
That's why I have these guys.
3.
3. You can tell that you don't notice anything in particular other than the fact that she takes the box to the mayor's house.
Kind of figured that was where she was headed.
Looking outside the church, you have like a 9 out there, right? There's clearly no external access to an under piece of this. It's stonework along the bottom of the church. It certainly could have and support a basement or something underneath it, but there doesn't seem to be like a back like double door opening entrance to it.
So there could be like a trap door inside. But
Very possible.
we'd need to be a little bit more circumspect if we wanted to.
Would we?
I guess maybe
You're
not.
sheriff.
You just walk in.
Yeah. Hey, Jeffers, you want to help cover for me here?
Well, I don't think we're gonna find anything. Reverend's a good man. Sure.
Just for completeness' sake.
I mean, I'll definitely link
So-
up with the group after.
Sure.
Yeah.
I just want to see where.
So
she's
I want to
taking
see.
the package.
I guess this time of evening, I see if the church is even open.
It looks like the doors are locked at the moment. Oh, actually, no, the doors are closed, but when you check them, they are not locked.
Okay. Then we'll go in, and I'm gonna have these guys kind of spread out and
The Lord's
take
doors are never
a
locked.
take a look around. I'm going
Historically,
to
there was a good
intercept
point
the.
of history where that was true.
True.
Interesting historical note here, which is where you get why
Silent.
right and why supposedly church warden pipes are called that, because before church doors were locked, a lot of churches would have these night guards called church wardens, and supposedly they would just spend all their time sitting around smoking pipes because they had nothing else to do. So like that's the myth, is that's why those long pipes are called church wardens. It's 'cause those
There's lots of
pipes are
valuable
church
stuff from
wardens.
church. That's why the
yes.
church wardens were there.
Yeah.
Confiscate some pagan artifacts.
Valuable information here on downtime activity.
So
Good.
Brief history PSA.
I want you guys to spread out and take a look, and I'm gonna talk to the preacher man if
There's a back room that he probably sleeps in, that he's probably currently in. This area is empty.
Okay.
I'll
It's dark.
yeah, I'll look around up by the pulpit, just so that way I'm by the door in case something goes down. I'm just the next room over.
Okay.
In case the sheriff needs help.
Sounds good.
I'll,
Go ahead and
I'll go-
So are you just standing up near there?
I'll look around a little bit,
Okay.
like see if there's a button you press and the altar slides
Slide,
open to
yeah.
reveal stairs.
I mean, that's what it has to be. It'd have to be some kind of trapdoor. So
I mean, he could just have a cellar trap door in his living quarters,
That's true.
but yeah, I expect it's like a trap door or something like that. But it could also just as easily be the
Everyone is looking around for stuff. Go and roll me notice.
mayor's house. That's what I was like, the other place.
Yes.
A 5.
Oh, 6
Fine.
explodes.
So that'll be a 9.
9.
5.
Fine. Okay. Look around.
Lots
You
of
don't-
11s.
Looking through the building here, you don't see any sort of there's no sign of any trapdoors, any hatches like that. Up at the pulpit, up on the kind of stage area, the pulpit is like a little podium thing that you could open and look inside of if you'd like to.
Sure. Justin got
You nosy
one.
bastard.
It appears to be
No,
locked.
I just use 1 dice. So if 1 explodes, use count.
Is the pulpit anchored to the floor, or is it?
It is.
Well, you got a 6, right? When I
6
exploded?
plus 5, but minus 2.
Oh, mine's 2. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
Fortunately,
You and your negatives.
even if I have thievery, I
I don't
don't really know if I have
know
anything
nothing.
to
I sleep like a baby.
pick the lock
Mitch,
with.
probably.
Grimes does.
What?
You have
Yeah.
lockpicks.
Yes, I do.
Lockpicks.
I got
Sneaky
skills.
bastard.
Do you got?
Beaver?
Yeah, what's your skill in thievery?
Let me see.
So I think
1.
the last one. 1? Okay, we're both the same at it. So
Yeah.
There you go. You gonna hand it to him, or you gonna do it?
We'll give it both of them. I got a few lockpicks.
I don't think it's Skyrim, I don't think it snaps.
No.
just be quiet.
That's okay.
Robbing a church.
Oh, 6 explodes.
Investigating a church.
Right.
If there's nothing in there but a Bible and his sermon notes, and
8.
There.
Inside, there's a Bible, sermon notes, and a sawed-off shotgun.
Nice.
Seems to be kind of leaned up against the corner. There's a sawed-off shotgun with a pistol grip on it, and then there's a notebook that flipping through seems to be sermon notes, and then a Bible underneath that seems to be pretty heavily underlined and not highlighted because highlighters aren't really a thing. Underlined and circled and notes written off to the side.
no buttons or latches or anything.
Go ahead and give me a notice.
Rolling off a lot of these. I should probably level up this skill at some
That's
point.
Perceptions.
6 and 4 explode.
Ooh.
Double math.
6 explodes.
Damn.
For a total of 15.
You're confident there's no hidden compartments, latches, levers, buttons.
Not even
or
like a
keyholes.
hidden thing for a flask or anything.
No dildos. No
Seems like the only shameful thing for Reverend to have in here is a firearm.
Listen, the Lord is a bit fuzzy about kneecaps.
Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not walk again.
Alright.
Well,
Okay.
it's good. I feel like it's good to know.
Right. But I think that more or less clears the...
I'm trying to decide. See, I want to take the shells out of it. Because if he's bad, that'll lead to an awesome moment later. Because the gun just goes click.
Or you get him murdered.
Or this guy's just actually a self-defense minded preacher, and at some point in the far-flung future, I get him killed because a shotgun ain't loaded. That's all.
Okay, leave the shells in.
Alright, well,
Yeah.
I
Because
think
at the
that...
moment we're in the way of him getting to it, so.
I think that more or less clears up. I mean, unless there's a
Do
trapdoor
you
in his.
want to
quarters.
go through the back room and talk to him?
I guess I'll give him a shout. Probably close that up before I get though. No. I'll go talk to the preacher.
I'll close
man,
it, but
poke my
not
head
lock
in.
it.
Okay. It is. You can't really lock it again. You could try and generate a lockpick, but that might not be easy. You can go over to the door that leads to that back room. Are you walking in, or are you
I'll
not?
give it a knock.
Okay. There's kind of a stirring noise, and then coming up to the door, you see door opens, and the guy who's clearly just pulled like a long jacket over his nighttime knickers, the Padre is in front of you, and he says, yes, sorry, got an early night's sleep tonight. Can I help you all?
Sorry to barge in on you there, creature. I was wondering if there was any sort of, well, maybe a bit odd of a question, any sort of basement or cellar to the church?
Got a small cellar. I used to house the wine, of course. It's used for. Why?
We're just investigating a bit of a missing persons case, and so I'm making a run of the town, seeing where the cellars and basements and that sort of thing.
Well,
That's not accusatory at all.
No, I'm trying to make it sound like I'm just investigating anywhere that has a cellar. It's not necessarily.
you just happen to go to the church, ask about a cellar or basement, and when you say, well, I have a small cellar, you keep some of the sacramental wine
You
in.
mind if we take a quick look?
I suppose? Why? Is something wrong, Sheriff?
No, just like I said, investigating missing persons case.
I assure you I don't have anyone here, apart from myself.
Have someone chained up in the cellar. Ridiculous.
I need to go to my pulpit really quick and grab my Bible just to pray about this. Hope they find whoever you're looking for. And walking back into the room, you can see this room has like a small bed in it, but it's also like his prep chamber for like filling little glasses for doing communion or whatever. And he brings you back, and there's a small like pull-up hatch door thing, so that walks down into the ground. It's pretty small inside of there, and looking inside, there appears to be like a decent-sized cask. Just big on probably.
Casket. Got him.
Just one cask?
Yep,
Was there communion when we were here on Sunday?
there was none.
You may not have any wine.
I mean,
You'd know
once
that.
again, hard
You would
times in
know
Raskatoon.
being here that the as a sign of good faith, he at least allegedly he distributed it to people so they'd have something to drink, saying that it's holy, it's for the people, so that's what they would want. You know.
Fine.
With the
I'll
people.
give the
I'm
casket
just
knock
saying.
to see if it sounds like it's full of something.
It sounds like it's empty.
There. All right.
I mean, as far as like empty to the like, it echoes like it's not full of fluid.
Right. Or full of person.
Well, I mean,
Will
it's
was
not
implying.
full of person. That doesn't necessarily. You can't go. And it has a hollowness to it that there's not somebody completely encompassing the inside space.
Prohibition style.
Mhm.
Roast it with a hammer.
It's going to be like, it's plenty sturdy there, Sheriff. And after you knock on it, like, what
Will's over here
exactly is
giving me-
going on?
I'm just.
Well, if I open this up and there's a body in here, I'm gonna be really annoyed.
Yeah, and we'll
Does it have like a pull top or something?
It seems like when you probably have to like take off, set down, move the spigot, like pop off like a barrel, like a back lid off of the.
Well, I don't half-ass anything. He's already mad at me. I'll open it up.
So you start pulling, and he's. What are you doing, Sheriff?
Huh? Checking. It's the only thing in here. I gotta check it.
Okay, and you flip it over, and it takes a little effort. Go ahead and roll me an athletics.
Wait, that's athletics is agility. Interesting. I guess it wouldn't make any difference. 4 minus 2 is a 2.
Okay, trying to kind of pry this is not really wanting to budge, and the pastor will walk over and grab the other edge for you, and between the two of you, it'll pop open, and you'll see a dry barrel.
Okay.
He's gonna look at you a little like confused and offended, and be like,
He can be.
is there anything else I can do for you, Sheriff?
Nope. That's all I needed.
He's gonna put it back on, and he kind of walks over to grab like, I don't know, something to kind of hammer it back into place.
I'll help him lift it up.
And put it back onto the.
Appreciate your time. Sorry to wake you.
Good night, Sheriff.
Look, quick question. Sorry to bother you. Any other places that you could think of that would have a basement in this town? I can't imagine it's super common.
Only buildings around here I can think of old enough, big enough and structurally sound enough to support something like that would be the mayor's house, Middlewood Grange, and the church.
Well, that'd be why I'm checking here. Appreciate your time.
Good night, Sheriff.
Yeah, it's see, basement sounds a lot better than murder dungeon, so we're gonna go with basement.
But are these buildings structurally sound enough that if somebody was locked up in there and yelling real loud, nobody'd be able to hear them?
Good night, Sheriff.
Dear Jesus. Dear God in heaven. All right. Well, I mean, it doesn't help us now. It's one off our list. So I guess next stop is the mayor's house.
It's the next one down the line.
Yep. So we'll head for the mayor's
let's
house.
go harass the mayor.
You.
Okay, still starting to get to like around nighttime here. You guys will go bend, go down, go to the mayor's house. Assume knock on the door.
Knock on the door.
Well, I want one.
Eli Spears answers the door. The large hairy gentleman who works for the mayor. He's gonna kind of open
Every
the
time he
door.
answers the door, I think there's more of us.
Yeah.
You know, this is time to be like, "Can I help you, Sheriff?"
You guys have a basement here?
Got a small cellar. What exactly do you
take a
need,
look?
Sheriff? It's the middle of it's the damn night, Sheriff. What
It's
do you
very
want?
important.
If you need to look
It is
through anything, the mayor will have to okay you going into his house, and he's asleep for the night. You can come in the morning and talk to him.
It's very important, Eli.
What exactly is this pertaining to? If this is so important that I have to go and wake up the mayor for it.
Because if we give you till morning, the town may not be here anymore.
It has to do with the starving problem.
I'm gonna need more specifics than that when I
Sure.
wake him up.
Sure. We're investigating a missing persons case.
Think we got a missing person in the wine cellar?
Oh, I think you might have two.
Well,
Yeah.
He can kind of glance over at you and be like, well, I assure you the mayor has no missing people or persons inside of this building. And if
Well,
it's...
if you're so sure, it shouldn't be a problem.
You can kind of glance around and say, I spoke my piece. I'll go and wake the mayor up, let him know, and I'll tell you what he says.
well, let me put it this way, Eli. If in the morning we have this whole thing wrapped up, then we'll look like a bunch of fools. And, oh, shocker, it wasn't the mayor. But we need to look. There's only 3 places in town that match my description of our clues here. And unfortunately, now's the time that I have the clues, and we need to figure it out right now. Don't wait till the morning.
I'll talk to the mayor.
Yeah.
He closes the door.
Where did we get?
You hear a lock latch on the other side as well.
Where did we get the idea of it being in a cellar again?
Because
It has to be someplace that is in town, but they can't hear them.
Okay, that's right. I couldn't remember.
I want to.
Hey,
Is
Grimes.
this building a back door?
You're gonna walk around to the back there?
You
Go
want me
ahead.
to?
You leave,
What's
walk
your
around
stuff?
I'm gonna join the little lady and walking
stuff.
around looking for
I'm
that
gonna
back
have.
door.
I'm gonna have. Yeah. Actually, that's a really good point. You guys go around back. Grimes, pick the lock.
Yeah.
The mayor says, "Fuck! Where'd they go?
We're in your living room.
We're in here."
right? God damn!
Hey, 6 explode.
You go back around back. There is a back door. You pick the lock. Are you going into?
No,
the building?
he's just picking the
That's the
front
front
door.
door.
I pick a
I'm
front
just,
door. The front door.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just posting up on the back door in case they're onto us quick.
Listen, he's the mayor, and he's a big scary dude. But I'm the sheriff, and if they want,
Not only that, you're the interim sheriff.
I'm
You
the
don't need to
interim
worry about re-election.
exactly. So yeah,
And
Grimes, pick
I'm
the lock.
also
I already did.
I'm also
It's
with the little lady in the back, waiting to see if somebody tries to escape.
Yeah, bolt out the back door.
There are shoot them if they try to escape, and I'm the going in. Let's get it.
All right. So,
All right.
Yeah.
There's a brief moment. Door open. There's someone here. It's kind of steps come back up. There's like a pause. at the
Oh,
door
it's
for a
not. We're not
second.
fast enough.
No, there's footsteps that come to the door, and there's like a pause for a moment, and then the door opens, and he kind of when he opens the door, he kind of glances out. He seems to take note that not everyone's here still. You see him kind of glancing like he's doing a head count,
Right.
and he's going to kind of look back at you, Sheriff, and be like, Sheriff, Anything happened to the door since I left?
Hey, Grimes, pick it.
And why exactly did you pick your mayor's house's lock on his door?
Seeing is in case he's a kidnapper and murdering son of a bitch. Just in case.
Allegedly.
And you're like,
Not even allegedly. I'm not making accusations. I'm just trying to investigate.
I am. So.
well, the mayor has said that he'd rather not have a bunch of people stomping through his house. But if you'd like to come and take a peek at the cellar, you can do so and be on your way. If you'd like to.
Well, not everyone has to come in. I can go in by myself. We didn't want to make him.
You probably should have.
Grimes, I think the mayor would rather have you out of the town than in his house. Nothing personal, but with your past, wouldn't want anything disappearing off a countertop.
But we're best friends.
Right. Grimes, you can wait out here. You can watch the front. Jeffers, why don't you come with me?
Seems reasonable enough.
Since he was here for the first time.
Since he
was here the first time.
Jeffers is a good member of society in this town, he says, looking at Grimes.
That's disrespectful.
Jeffers, why, we could brain him just as easily as we brain the old sheriff. That feller's harmless.
Quick draw. Alright. Yep, we'll go. If you could lead the way to where the basement is.
Follow me.
Appreciate it. Man, all these people, so annoyed when I wake them up in the middle of the night to look at their basements.
And moving up to that, he kind of walks you through, goes down a little ways. There's like a door. He unlocks, opens. There's a staircase that kind of descends down a little ways, and inside it looks like a wine cellar.
All right, Jeffers, I'm gonna take a look around.
All right, sure.
Seeing as how my notice is
You
terrible.
guys both roll me a notice.
Oh.
Nice. 4.
Get 2 4s.
2 4s.
A 5 and a 4. With those two, there's nothing in particular you notice. The only thing that kind of stands out with yours was the 4 or the 5, right? And yours was a 4. With your 5 is that the room down here is like the walls are wood. Like there's like a nicer wood walls. It's like almost semi-decorative looking compared to like the stone structure the stairs going down to.
Fancy.
Do you like sufficed, or do you want to take a bottle while you're down here, Sheriff?
No thanks, I don't drink much. Does it seem like there's like proportional? Is there like a chance of a false wall?
Like, is the cellar smaller than the footprint of the house above it?
Right. Like these nice paneled walls seem like
It's possible, yes. It's not a huge cellar, so it's certainly smaller than the like surrounding size of the house.
Is there like a wall that doesn't have like wine on it?
There's stuff set straight in front and wooden walls on either side. So either side technically has nothing on it.
I'm
Some
gonna
have
look
like small shelves.
like the biggest paranoid asshole in the world. I'm gonna go over to one of the walls and just like start knocking
Okay.
and see if like I can find a hollow, like any hollow spot.
It's you kind of walk over to one side and knock. Seems pretty solid.
Try the other side.
Door to the other side is kind of like a knock 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 knock, and all of a sudden it sounds like there's a hollow space behind it, but it's kind of like a thump 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 thump, and then behind you hear a loud thump, and I'm gonna roll something.
Yep. Yep. I knew it. You big hairy bastard.
The town, like we show up first session. You go to meet the mayor, and it's like somehow these sons of bitches are responsible for it all. I know it. Literally no reason to suspect them.
When you hear my gunshot, I expect you guys to freaking come in hot.
Oh,
okay?
don't worry.
Yeah.
Got it.
Although I'm kind of
Mr.
worried.
Mayor, it's just a bit. I'm just
Side
checking.
note.
What am I, an idiot?
I'm just kind of worried that there will be exactly 2 shots.
I know.
There will be the shot at you, and then there will be the quick draw Jeffress just executing a man shot. It's just like
Well, based on
very much the
the abject witness testimony of myself and Jeffers,
The drop is
plus 4 on both
right.
to hit and to damage.
Jeffers, what is your parry?
2.
2.
Yeah, I'm the brawler.
So
here.
a 10 would hit with 2 raises. Is that correct?
With a +4.
I got facts.
Now this is. Did we did mention this the last time about that we do run raises
Yes,
a little bit
we did mention that.
for damage.
Lucky these can't explode, but that is 6 on 5 on the 2.
You're gonna want to roll a soak.
You're gonna want to roll a soak. We'll explain it to you in a second.
Oh,
But it
that's
sounded like.
That's when you suck the
That will be 22.
Oh,
Oh, excuse me, 26, because +4.
Okay, so with a toughness of 4, that's how many
with
wounds?
22.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds.
5 wounds. Okay, so you will go down
But wait, did he roll a soak?
unless you can soak 2 of the wounds,
Right.
which you're gonna want to do. So soaking would be spend a penny,
Okay.
and then you roll a vigor.
Oh no!
But it's the same thing. It's a D6 and a D4. A success.
I'll go
like
wake
a
up
4,
the mayor. Why
will
is the
soak
door
1 wound.
unlocked?
Okay. Well, also, you guys walk down the stairs, and he has to unlock the cellar door.
Yeah, that's
like,
also true.
like I was immediately it was like obviously Ed's not there, but like as a player at the table, it's just like
Keep your wine locked up.
And this
Afraid
is
he's
how
gonna
the
get up
sheriff.
and
and then every so
so
a
what-
4 will soak a wound. Every raise over that 4 will soak another wound.
And it raises another 4.
Yes. So
Every 4 you soak.
if you can soak 2 wounds here, you don't go down.
Wait,
The good thing with the unfortunate thing with the drop is though
Soak is-
I need to double check this rule. I believe if the drop does enough, it KOs you, which is not like a kit. Like you can knock out with it if you do at least 1 wound and you have the drop. Let me double check. I was just reading about it.
You can roll your soak anyway.
Yeah.
But
Okay. I got 5.
If shaken or wounded, victim must make a vigor roll at -2 versus attacks to the head.
Also, you
Or
got
we
3
can.
bennies to spend, so you can re-roll.
Oh, okay.
So
So, it
that
wasn't
would-
a targeted hit to the head.
Well, no. So it's harder.
Well,
you
actually-
still have to make a vigor roll.
A little bit
to not be
smarter.
KO'd.
And actually, because of, I guess all of your stuff is,
And you couldn't.
okay, yeah, so actually you will have the negative to not be KO'd.
And
because
he also
There's an
didn't.
ability he has.
Like, and I assume
Oh.
you spending a penny to soak the wounds takes precedence over
the knockout.
that.
Either way,
but
it's
he
knocked
didn't
out.
soak enough. You didn't soak enough wounds.
So
to
you're
not
knocked
be-
unconscious.
Yeah.
So you, Jeffers, you're looking there and what you see is boom, 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 and then everything like bright
It's
and
the
then
brick!
black.
It was the same brick!
And you hear this, so he won't, with his improved frenzy second attack, he will not have the drop on you as you turn, and you see Jeffers like fall to the ground very hard and suddenly with this guy's fist across the back of his head, and he turns and looks at you, and as he like snarls his mouth, you see sharp teeth start to come out, and he's going to reach forward and try and bite you.
Alright. I have a higher parry, which means I'll still fail, but we'll see.
His fighting is this and this.
You fighting werewolves.
What's your parry?
5.
5.
It's,
What
the
happens
thing
if
is
it's
also,
a tie?
What's a tie?
I'm just a normal.
I think it hits.
If it's
Tie.
the tie.
Alright,
Okay.
let's try it. I still got a pretty high toughness, so.
So no raise, just a hit. 9 on the damage.
So I have 6 toughness, so that's 3.
3. So that's shaken, but not wounded, right?
Okay.
So you're shaken.
and not stirred.
As this guy just kind of comes and snarls, and you reach your arm and he kind of bites into your arm and you throw him off, but your wheel be shaken. And then, for the sake of this, let's get all the cards back in the deck.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be just the 2 of you until you change that.
I'm running in for
But
sure.
the thing is also is like I understand that this guy has no choice. He has to just act here because they've been found out. But there are 3 people outside who aren't going to be like, "Oh, it's been half an hour. I wonder what happened to the other 2." Yeah, well,
But
oh,
it's much easier to take 2 people to the basement and make them disappear, and then
Deal with
and then deal with the
Deal
other
with
3.
it.
It's true. I did the classic move. I split the party. I try. See, Jerry, object lesson here is exactly what I said. Don't do.
Don't ever do this, and I'll show you why.
Well, good news, he got a 2 on the
All right.
card.
Nice.
Until you get a 2
Oh,
hearts.
dang.
So you're up first. You guys don't draw any yet.
Oh.
It's just the people who are involved.
Hang
in this
on there,
at the moment.
Speedy.
I'm so
And
excited.
you are gonna go first. You're shaken, so you have to roll a what is it?
Spirit.
Not shaken. Spirit.
I've got spirit. Yes, I do. I've got a D8 spirit. How about you? That's a 5.
I was about to go, dang, but I also.
That means he's unshaken, but no raise means he doesn't get to act, right?
Mhm.
So your turn basically starts and ends. You're no longer shaken.
All right. Put my dukes.
You're
Let's
like,
go.
I just shake it off, and you're like, you realize, and you're looking like he's still mostly human looking, but like looking at him now, he kind of has his eyes look somewhat similar to the old man's, and you can see like sharp teeth in his mouth, and his hands, like his fingernails seem to have like
Super
extended
brutal.
and grown, and a little bit of the hair on his arms and stuff seems to extend out. Like he looks like somewhere between a human and a werewolf.
I ain't
not
afraid.
fully. Okay. And he's going to swing at you again.
Sure, the undead.
6
is it?
explodes. 9
9.
hits with no raise.
No raise.
Right? That's what it was
Or
last time, too.
parry 5, so it's 4 higher though.
Oh, so it hits with 1
One
raise.
raise.
So this will be the raise die. So add 4. Oh, not a good damage roll. It's only 7.
7.
Which- what's your-
parry toughness of 6.
So 6. So that's
So,
one damage.
shaking.
no damage.
Okay.
No damage. Just shaking.
All right.
You can also just
oh, wait,
spend a
sorry.
Benny Magic
unshaken.
to just be.
I have one Benny. I'm afraid of getting one shot KO'd, but
fair.
I guess you did get a bunch of raises, so
Yeah.
it's
That one was 2 raises and the draw. So 4. He's still not doing
all right.
well.
Let's see it. 2. No.
The problem with Magic is less getting one hit KO'd, and that you might just not get a chance to involve anybody else in the fight.
Mhm.
Well, what I was gonna do was just fire my gun, like
Right.
not even as an attack, but
This
as
one's cocked.
act.
But you can't even do that.
That's just going to be a 5.
5. That's a ties my parry.
Mhm.
So
So
it's
still-
again,
yeah,
but
still
no
hit.
raises. And you are shaken still,
Still
so
shaken,
this
so
will
any-
wound
any-
easier.
If
right?
it's yes.
If it's instead of only 5.
Okay,
5
5
toughness,
doesn't
so
beat
it
my
doesn't
toughness.
break it. So you're
Yep.
still just shaken, and then it's your
Okay, so I will spend my last Benny to
to unshake.
unshake.
He's
Okay.
fought a sheriff before, but has he fought a perhaps
then-
not your normal sheriff?
Exactly. Well, see, we'll get to that. Viewers at home don't know this. So I'm going to. I have my
I just said it.
Colt Peacemaker.
I didn't hear you.
If I have
Yeah.
like disadvantage to hit, or it's like harder to hit because he's up close, right?
I think.
Yeah,
so.
you're
Negative
going.
2.
You're essentially going against his parry
Okay.
instead of
Oh, that's
his.
right.
So I'm going
Just
to
works.
use the double tap feature
Okay.
to make that a -1 instead, and also to make as much
So it's
noise
against
as
his parry.
possible.
So you're gonna aim so it'll be
Yeah.
2 pieces of ammunition.
Well, what revolver do you have?
Colt Peacemaker.
That's just single
gotcha.
shot.
Single.
Single action.
Okay, never mind then. So at a -2 then. -2 shooting. That's a 2d6. Where's my... Hey!
And it's not a -2 to this. You're going against his parry basically instead. So
Oh, I
you
see.
have to beat it,
So 4.
which does not.
Does
So
not.
you fire a shot.
That's fine.
Everyone conscious,
Yep.
roll me a notice.
Please!
Jeffers wakes up. I hear gunfire.
And I'll just let you guys know because of where they're at right now, your notices will be at a -2.
So...
Oh,
It's a
6
super
is
0. -2.
Good thing I'm with the old man.
9.
9. Did the old man go back too?
deaf
Yeah.
man.
Okay. So
Man's like, I hear gunfire.
It's a lower, it's a low pitch noise. So I use it.
the old man's like, heard a gunshot. You don't hear anything.
I'm just picking
You're
my
still
nose
up front.
outside.
You're like, been a while. You hear a gunshot inside. And with that, it's going to be a new round. So because yours missed. So
But
I'll
fire
draw
those
for him.
If there's something
5.
going on,
He's
I
getting
just heard
better.
a gunshot with company
Jack!
shot inside.
Ooh.
I didn't know shit. Here you
Oh
go.
yeah, sorry. Jeffers unconscious.
I'm still picking my nose.
Well, it's a good thing I'm with. It's a good thing I'm with the old man. A 4, as I deserve. Jerry, your card is a 6, as you deserve.
So you're first.
Up first.
A little bit better than you.
You know what?
I heard a gunshot.
Holster my
Okay.
gun. Well, no.
The old
I'm not
man
just firing.
can't hear.
It's the only logical move.
This guy's like snarling and grabbing at you.
I'm
right
like,
in your
I
face.
have fighting. Like I could probably go like
Try to brawl with him.
But it doesn't make sense for me to do that.
Pulls out gun,
because-
fires a shot, holsters it, and punches the werewolf in the face.
Oh,
Oh,
6 explodes. 6.
6 will not beat his parry.
Oof.
Oh.
Will miss. You kind of pull the gun and like press it against his chest, and he swats it away right as you fire, and it goes wide. And then 5.
Yeah, Medigi, the shots you're making aren't at -2. You're just going against his parry.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
Oh, then it's.
that was 8. Then that hits.
I misinterpreted.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I heard 6 explodes, that's a 6. I was like, wait a second.
Wait a minute. That should have been a good
Okay.
cue.
So, yep, 2d6.
Although it is harder with long arms as well.
6 explodes. So 10, 14.
14. That will hit with, for that many rounds, he will try and soak it. Which would be a vigor roll, I believe.
So he moves to knock it away, but if it,
So he will be shaken and he will take a wound.
okay. Oofa doofa.
And then after the jack, I think someone had a 6, right? Jerry, you're next.
So now we just make, I'm assuming, agility rolls to try and get to them quickly.
Well, we're on the other side of
You're
the
on the
presumably
back
locked
of
door.
the. You're at the back of the building. There is a back door.
Oh, okay. So there's a back door to the basement.
Not to the basement,
Yeah.
to the house itself.
Okay. Do we know if that's locked?
We don't.
You haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and try and open.
It's locked.
So, you know what? This is at this point that I will. I'll bust out the new gadget.
Okay.
It is. I'll just pretty much try to shoot the door to, at least the handle to get it to open. It's a bolt shot.
Okay.
So I look at the little lady and I just kind of be like, you may want to stand back for this.
What does your bolt device look like?
It is.
How does it work? What does it look like when you use it?
When it's kind of same kind of look as the entangled gadget, kind of like a pistol, but along the barrel there are several different rings that move, that kind of go toward the end, and once it's fired it kind of shoots like a bolt of lightning at
Okay.
the door. Oh, or as some may call it, a laser.
Okay. A laser. A freaking professor with a freaking laser beam that he's shooting at a freaking door.
Part of me really
Yeah.
hopes that he rolls a 1 here because that'll get the door open too.
That's true.
You might want to stand back.
So what's your roll?
Well, hang on, I gotta make it first.
Yep. Let's see what your weird science does.
Ooh, 6 explodes.
Well, it's
An 8.
It's a 1 on the
on the
wild die, or is it on the skill?
I think it's on the skill.
What did your D8 roll?
A 7.
Okay. So what was the total?
8.
So that'll hit with it's a door. It's not hard to hit with a raise technically. So go ahead and roll, I believe, 2d6 for that, but it'll be an addition to d6 that can't explode.
Okay. So the raise was just a 1.
Because we're going to run damage with the bolt the same way we run damage with weapons.
Yeah. Yep. 1 for the raise.
I believe that's what I did
10.
when Maggie G was always using.
10. Okay. You fire it and it blasts the handle off the door.
All right. It's open. We could go in and figure out what's going on.
You're a 4, right? Mm-hmm. So you're able to do that. If you want to move into the building a little bit, you can. You want to move in there? The door will kind of slightly swing open. You kind of run into the main foyer, and then it's going to be 5 next. So he is going to attempt to not be shaken anymore, which is that. Which is actually really good. He is no longer shaken, but does not get his turn, and it'll be you.
I'll draw both pistols and sprint into the building. Start looking for the door to the
So
basement.
you run to get to the next door. He is kind of in this main foyer area, and you're kind of like looking around for that. And as you turn to look, you can see up the stairs what looks like there's like a figure up the stairs, and you look up to see the mayor standing at the top of the stairs, and he's holding something that looks like some sort of weird metal. It looks like something the professor would carry. And he twists it and tosses it down the stairs.
Curse you, prepared actions.
And as it tumbles, it pops, and there's a loud noise, and I need to see exactly what his weird science gadget does to you guys.
Did you roll for him chucking it?
It's using like a spell, so...
Yeah, but that's how Jerry's... You did roll to cast it, though.
I have not. This is him attempting to. I'm seeing the exact rules of it.
Right, because it might not... My point is, it might not make it down the stairs.
Which could be hilarious if he had something.
Well, no, it's just like, he twists it and then it just explodes.
Unfortunately, he does not F up here, because it can explode. That's 16 to use it.
So whenever
I think this fella's a better mad scientist than you are.
What the fuck?
So I need both of you to make vigor rolls, and because he got a raise, it'll be at -2.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Luckily for me, I'm gonna roll with both my d6s.
This
Luckily for me, I have
is
Yeah, I am.
Oh, it's the mayor. He was a mad scientist. He kidnapped this guy to do experiments on. Fantastic.
Yeah, I am.
Oh no! Is that a double one?
Snake eyes.
Guys. What was yours, Jerry?
A 6.
Is that with the -2?
You're gonna be.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. With the -2, it's -1.
Alright.
Oh, God.
Hey, that's only net 1, so it's not Snake Eyes anymore.
No, that's pretty good.
Can't even spend a penny on that one because we were like, hey, it'd be funny if we used that optional rule where you can't spend pennies on snake eyes.
Professor, you are not affected by this. You, however, are affected by the stunned condition, which means that you are distracted, vulnerable, you fall prone, you can't move or take any actions, and you don't count towards the gang up bonus. The distracted and vulnerable means that you subtract 2 from all trait rolls. Stun magics can't do anything. And you also, the vulnerable means that all attacks against you are made at a +2 until the end of the next turn.
Ah, my good eye.
All attacks and
I fall
actions against you.
flat on the ground.
Doesn't sound
It's actually probably just a scream of surprise and pain. Which
Just think-
hopefully
Tumbles down-
Grimes actually heard that one.
Grimes, go ahead and roll me. This will not be at a -2. Roll me a notice.
Ah, hey!
Grimes is out there like practicing quick draws like on
heard
offense
the
poses,
door
like not shooting, but
exploding.
just like
4 explodes.
What?
4 explodes.
Grimes meant to have heard
That's a 4.
the back
That's a
door
2.
exploding.
Oh, no,
or at
it's
least
2.
something
Yeah.
going on behind the house.
I was like, wait a minute.
Was it?
Double 2s.
Double
At a
two.
-2.
No negative.
No
This
negative.
One. But it's a 2.
2.
She doesn't have any perception.
Well, yeah, we'll have to wait another round before we see if you hear this.
Wait, I'll spend a bit.
Spend a bit. Alright, that's a respectable decision. Right?
That's like, yeah.
Man, whenever this kicks off, I'm gonna be ready.
2 rolls back to back and minus 2 rolls back
So
to back.
next round,
minus
you'll
1
have a
and
chance
0.
to hear this
That's
again.
also
And that's
I'm still out there.
the end of you are at the bottom of that initiative order there, and so that'll be the end of that one. And also, where I think we're going to take a pause on this episode, and we will with the cliffhanger ending to see if will our heroes be able to surmount the mad scientist mayor and his weird abomination right hand. Find out next time on Devils of the West. And that's where we're going to pause this.